This is the plaintiff, Walter Zivkovich. He says he towed the defendant's car after a bad accident to his shop, and the guy hasn't picked it up in over 4 months. He wants it out of his yard. The defendant refuses to pick it up, and he can't dispose of it by law until it's been there for 6 months. Meanwhile, the defendant owes him a whole heap of money, and he hopes the judge awards it to him today. He's suing for $3,433.07, his due. This is the defendant, Dwight Worrell. He says he wanted the car towed to his house, but the guy brought it to his yard instead. 2 days later, he sent over a person to retrieve the thing for a charity, and the plaintiff refused to release it for anything less than $700. $700 for a tow? The plaintiff's holding his car hostage, and he's not going to be extorted by anybody, and stands accused of abandonment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff towed the defendant's car after he got in a car accident and says that the guy won't pay the tow fee and the storage fee. But the defendant says that he told the guy, tow it to my house, not the repair shop. It's the case of sore toe.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. V&N Auto Collision Incorporated and Richard Gullo? Gullo, represented here by Mr. Gullo.
Yes, you are.
And Walter Zivkovich, you're the manager?
Yes.
Okay. You're suing Dwight Worrell for $3,433.07 in charges because you towed his car after an accident and he's just left it there. All right, what happened? Tell me.
Okay, on the 20th of December, we got a police call. We were on a rotation tow where the person in the accident is offered several different towing companies to tow their vehicle away from the accident because they're disabled. We sent our truck out. Richie went down there, picked up the car, brought it in.
The owner went out to tow?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
He's good like that.
Yeah, apparently.
Anyways, he picked up the vehicle, put it in the yard, and he was instructed to take it to the yard and wait for the insurance company to come and see the vehicle.
Okay, so where was he? But why don't you stop talking and let me talk to the person who actually...
Where was he?
Yeah.
He was walking around the scene of the accident.
Okay.
Told me to take the car to the body shop.
Okay, to what body shop?
The insurance company to look at it, my shop.
And then what happened?
No, the shop manager took care of that after that.
Okay, so shop manager...
We waited for the insurance adjuster to come. He showed up on January 10th, some 3 weeks later. But prior to that, Mr. Worrell had shown up and requested to take his license plates off so he may turn them in to motor vehicle. And we allowed that. We're not required to. He should have just taken the car out and he could have did anything he wanted with the vehicle.
Well, I think at the time, were you expecting that your insurance company was going to cover the damage?
No, I don't have collision coverage.
Oh, so you knew that, but you needed collision? I thought, according to your answer to the complaint, the accident wasn't your fault.
It wasn't my fault.
Well, then you don't need collision.
Well, I didn't have collision, but I did have traffic controls at the accident, and the person that hit me in the rear did not have traffic controls. So by law, I believe they call it incentive or something like that, we both have to take a certain percentage of blame. No one's going to be 90% and then 5%.
Okay. Now, so you didn't have collision, so you can't go to your own insurance company.
Right.
But couldn't you go to that person who hit you from behind's
Yes.
insurance company
Yes.
for at least some contribution to your damages?
Definitely.
And did you do that?
Yes. The case is still ongoing. It's still an open case.
Okay. So go ahead.
Your Honor, that car should have never went to that shop. The
car shouldn't have gone to that shop?
No way.
According to you, where was that car supposed to go?
At my home, which was about 3-4 blocks away from his yard. I told him to take that vehicle to my house. My dad was there waiting. He wanted to see what happened. He wanted to see the wreck. The car was totaled. I have photos of the
let me see.
Of the car at the scene.
Can I please see the tow sheet where he signs it and you say where it's going and everything else?
Police officer
Yes,
has
that's
that.
the first couple of
I'm
pictures
sorry?
is at the scene.
The police officer has that.
Well, then, why didn't you? I can't believe that. I can't believe you wouldn't have a carbon copy of it because that's how you should be doing business. But you don't have his signature on a sheet authorizing you to take it to your shop?
Certain times, I didn't see the officer actually see the picture.
Did you sign something with the officer?
No, I just gave him my house address.
Who has this towed to their house, please? Why don't you tell me who has this towed to their house? Because that does sound a little unbelievable.
That needed to go to my house because my dad purchased
Well, then
the
your
vehicle
dad
for
can
me.
get off his rump and go to the shop, or a shop, if not their shop, some other shop. That's what would be normal and believable.
The car was a total loss.
Of course it was. What's it going to do parked in your front yard? You're going to to get cited.
No, not at all. It's going in the back, in the garage.
That's right. What happened, by the way, in the accident?
That's going in the garage.
What happened?
Someone hit me in the back. I spun out into 2 other parked vehicles, and then we landed on a tree on her passenger door. Rich told me that when
Hold on. What's this? This is you have a photograph here of a bill from 118.
Right. As you can see on the date, the date was altered. That was, at first, that was the 1st of January.
No, looks like the second digit was altered, like the 8 was written over, but it's either 19 or 18. It's not the 1st of January.
The one.
But look, whether you authorize it to be taken there or not, at some point you know it's taken there. And at that point, it is December 20th. So do you say to them, okay, as soon as you fix it, finish your tow over to my house, or do you allow it to stay there? By the way, you deny all this. You say this is all complete fabrication.
Absolutely.
On the 21st, did you then tell him, well, where's my car?
On the 21st, I went down there and I asked him to take my car to my home. He told me that he was going to have...
At what point did you call the police and tell them that the tow company stole your car?
I would say about like on the 19th or the 8th.
Of January?
It was the day that, yes, it was the day that
That's when you called the police and said he stole my car?
No,
if on the 21st of December, for a solid month, they unauthorizedly have your car, because now I'm starting to believe maybe you authorized it to go there.
No, Your Honor. The place was snowed out, right? And the car was stuck over there. I know Rich since 2001. I used to work across the street from him. We know each other. We're great friends.
So why would you not authorize him to fix your car if you're such great friends?
Because it was total. There's no fixing that.
Okay.
Rich told me that, you know, dude, let the adjuster come. He said he would come this Friday, but the snow, so then they moved it to another week and then another week.
So then you were letting him keep your car so the adjuster could go meet him there?
No.
That's what you just said.
No.
You said, Rich told me, let the adjuster come, and then the Friday night, you're like, all right, you right?
That's what he wanted to do. I was against it.
And you're saying, release my car, I'm calling the police, you thief.
Yes, because my dad was going on my case. He wanted that car home.
Okay, does this defendant's story sound fishy to you?
Absolutely.
How come?
Why would you leave your car somewhere for a month and not report it to the police? That's crazy.
It does sound weird. What do you think?
I think that guy should just suck it up and pay those fines. He just needs to deal with it.
Sounds like that's his problem, going inside the courtroom.
So now when do you decide, well, this is stupid, we're not going anywhere on this? When do you decide that?
Well, we allowed the adjuster to come down. We contacted Mr. Worrell and told him we weren't releasing the vehicle till we were paid because they were not covering the accident.
So now on January something, you say to him, after this, you say to him, dude, come pick up your car. They're not going to cover anything.
Yes,
all right,
on numerous occasions.
And you owe us storage fees. And he says to you...
He showed up one day, one afternoon. He was very hostile and very colorful with his words.
What did he do? What did he say?
That's not true.
He wanted to take his car out, and he refused to pay.
Okay.
And at that point, you were presenting him with a bill for $1,000 for storage and towing fees, correct?
At that point, well, we filed at the point when he showed up. It was somewhere around the beginning of February, the first day of February, maybe.
It wasn't January 19th?
No, he showed up after that.
Okay, but on January 19th, or 18th, you make up a bill that he has a copy of. No?
No.
Okay, show me. You have a picture of it in your iPad. Where's the actual bill you got?
That is pictures that I took off of the Geico site. That was the adjuster. That was the day that he came.
Okay, so you never actually got a bill?
He never came on the 10th. He went on the 18th, and those are the pictures that he uploaded. And those are the pictures that he took.
The problem at that point are the storage fees. All right, now, you are capped by your township as to how much you can charge, okay?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's discuss the charges that you presented him with on that day. And I'm going to assume that on that day, what you tell him is pretty close to what I see here, which you authored on that day for somebody else. Because the statute allows you to charge for storage charges a certain amount.
Yes.
$10 per day for the first 3 days, $15 per day for the next. This is the statute that you're bound by being on this rotation. The good part about that is it gives you business. The bad part about that is that you're capped by what the statute says. So at this point, we're going to call the 19th the cutoff point. It has now been there 30 days, right? More or less. All right. And for those 30 days, you're allowed to charge for the first 3 days, $30. And for the next 27 days, $15. Which means that your total storage charges on this bill should have been $435, not $750. See, here's a problem that we're having. There is a certain amount you're allowed to charge, okay? So if we look at the day when we know insurance isn't going to cover, he claims, oh, it's still pending. Yeah, okay, good. Because when I order you to pay money, then you can get it from the insurance company that's still claim is still pending. It's not pending. So at that certain point in mid-January, what bill were you authorized by law, according to this tow, which was a government tow, were you authorized by law? Okay. You were authorized by law to present a bill for $580.
That's $435 for storage and $145 for towing and other fees.
Instead, you presented a bill for, you told him, look, you owe us $1,000, almost double. Okay? So I am not going to order him to pay storage fees
after January.
I'm going to order him to pay the $580, because if you charge double, then he can't come up with double, then the rest of that storage is on you for charging double. It's not on him. He's like, he doesn't have anywhere to go. Okay, now, you owe him $580, but the additional problem that we have is that I suspect that when I leave here and I'm done ruling and you guys go on your merry way, you're not going to see the $580 either, and he's not going to pick up the car. So what will happen then? You will have a right to the $580, and you will have a right to, I'm going to order you to sign it over so that they trash it so that you don't continue to accrue bills. Are you going to take that car out of there?
Yes.
Or do you want, yes?
I do want to take the car out of there.
So let's see how that goes. But that will be another right that you will have that will accrue separate damages for another day for another judge. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that'll be from here on in, and that will be a new charge. But the $580, I'm ordering that he owes you right now. That part is being taken care of and is over right now. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, here he comes out of the courtroom on the defendant's side of things. What's your take on this verdict?
Well, I wanted the car taken straight to my home, you know? Unfortunately, people in certain business like these gentlemen, they know how to twist the rules, bend the system, and pretty much become fortunate with other people's downfalls, you know?
There's just no way in the world you could have gotten that car, gone over there and gotten that car out of there.
Well, I did try to go get the car with a tow truck, was denied, and from that day until yesterday, the car was not at the shop. Mm-hmm. The car only returned yesterday.
Okay.
That's why I took these pictures.
All right, okay. All right, head right down there. Let's see what he has to say on his side of things, the tow truck guy right here. All right, come on here. All right, sir. You step in a little bit. What's your take on it? He's got a big phone call in the back, so he doesn't have time for us, but you do.
Well, it's interesting the way things worked out, but that we didn't get paid for the amount of time that we had the vehicle.
What do you think, Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, if somebody messes with your property without authorization, you better complain immediately. If you sit on your hands, I'm telling you, it will compromise your case.